destined for playing their Yoru. We have seen it. They're also combining it instead of with that double initiator.
Kind of like both the comps, to be honest with you.
You can use the flashes, and you can also combine it with the double smokes. So
we got the standard, and then kind of what I thought would become the new standard. But honestly, teams have been adding with some pretty cool stuff.
Standard, just usual way of playing this map without a lot of consideration into far ahead.
Yeah, and I can't believe it took 3 maps for us to get Angel on smokes. You know, he's back on the Omen.
Hear me out. I love to see that. I love to see that he's not the only one playing controller. So
yeah, it's pretty good, especially over towards A main.
Smokes for the end of the round, but I really want to see him, you know, trying something different.
This is
for example, in Ascend, we barely
this is Doom Bros looking at our
the beginning of the round,
Premier games and being like, yeah,
way of seeing things,
this is
and
the
it
one.
Definitely has worked for him in the past.
I think we lost both of our Breeze games when I played Omen.
You know, we need to see that kind of Navi and that kind of FPX that back in the day made us fall in love with it.
I mean, they won an international tournament by winning Breeze. They beat Paper X, that map, at 5. And another player on this team playing Yoru as well. But then again, for BBL, they expected this, right? Surely they would be prepared for something like this.
Yeah. If there is something that you can be prepared, is for some of these crazy compositions to happen, especially on Breeze because of how big it is.
Well, I can't wait for this. Let's get this back into game. Over to you, Mitchman and Tombiz.
Thank you so much, Insu, and our wonderful analyst.
When is ISO playing?
We're getting into map 3, and
maybe
BBL
next year.
have already surprised us by taking a map.
Maybe
but
next year.
The order of the maps is even more surprising. Losing out on their own. Where's their headspace at coming into Breeze? And are we going to see some outlaw gameplay?
That's all you care about.
All I care about.
Okay.
People are expecting
NAVI on
to see
defense,
maybe a bit
BBL
on
on
Ascend.
attack.
This probably is the map where you should most likely see it. Maybe that and Icebox.
I will say as well, let's pray for Artist that he has a better
Bro,
performance
he's gone.
than Angel on Yoru, because if he doesn't,
It's my
he will never
dude.
hear the end of
Doom
it.
Bros is trolling me, man. It's my
I really hope this is a lights out map.
he's using the Coach
Already
Potato
challenged
stuff.
As Artist is on 1 HP. The wall did decay him slightly, but 12 isn't much more. Still manages to find 2.
Damn,
but
3 kills.
Says anything you can do, I can do better. He's already put them into a man advantage, and it doesn't last too long, as you can see.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel
Is
like
he
when it
actually?
comes
Yeah,
to
it's
pushing
my
rounds,
recon
Saigetsu
lineup.
is the danger man.
My
He's
recon
the
lineup
one you have
with
to
the same smoke
watch
I do.
out for. Well, they are watching out for him,
That's
but
so funny.
Kushner not quite able to take him down early. He's gonna get
Oh,
another bite of the
boss.
cherry, and it doesn't
Dude, he
work
did.
out.
Yeah,
Saigetsu
do you see him just say
winning that
how?
one. Now they know exactly
How?
where Brave is, isolated
3-1
to the back
taps
of the
and
corner.
that
The thing is,
happens.
he can isolate these duels himself, take them 1v1, but look at the way Navi are playing it. They are waiting to try and pick this one together.
Bro, none of the
and
bullets are
eventually,
connecting
there
there,
you
yeah.
go. Saigetsu
They're both
get over the
furious.
line. Who's surprised?
Very well handled indeed. You can see the discipline as they wait, as they confirm he's still in that position. Never overstepping the mark. This is ridiculous. 1 HP, he was 12, which is effectively the same, and still manages to find 2.
I mean,
but
they were
Kushner
hitting.
really doubled up on
Double
finding
dink as
so
well.
much more value. Just a shame that he couldn't quite match the might of Saigetsu.
Who will I predict to win
Pound for
play-ins
pound
in
terms of
APAC?
kills.
Probably Genji.
Unfortunately, did it, but that's the thing.
Feels like
If you're
overall they
talking
look the
about
best.
Raw aim, like not even including any other like game mechanics or anything. Just aim. I feel like Saigetsu might be the best in the MEA. Like he's so
Or at least the most
good
consistent.
in terms of crosshair placement and hitting those headshots.
Not Boaster.
It's close.
It is a close fight.
It is very close.
Close battle.
I think I'd maybe just slightly edge it to Saigetsu.
Okay, dude, ooh, we got a few different lineups as well.
Artist has got
Respect.
a rifle up close, but the pistols have the numbers to play with. A reveal down below Angel. He's trying desperately to make it out of there and push them through the wall. As they make it through, the decay makes it
I feel
much
like they did
easier
good damage
to
here.
drop him, leaving Pora down to 65.
Like they
but
might
damage
be.
has already been done. A decent round so far.
Oh
with
yeah,
potential for
I was
more,
wondering
like
if he was
the
just gonna
rifle
try and
being
get a plan
retrieved
as well, but
costs everything.
Yeah,
Still, not
again,
bad damage.
It's a similar scenario to what we talk about with their other bonus rounds. 2 players don't buy, 3 players do, the other 2 buy now. So it means that each time Navi are able to get away with that with just playing a couple of pistols, they get a bonus round that has 5 rifles. And that's the gamble that they're taking. If they lose 3, this buy now sucks a little bit more. But if they don't, then they get a bonus round that is
No
more
damage.
effective
Oh,
than
okay, they
any
did the
other team will
old.
have.
They
So
did the old
it is
FPX
definitely
buy.
a worthwhile risk, and it's something that
Dude, they do
BBL
that on
really
defense
need to
now?
consider,
I should have
because
paid more
now they're
attention
going
to
into a
that.
buy run that the only real advantage they have is our shields are slightly better than theirs.
That's a big advantage.
Huge, yeah.
If you're against the
Knife
Outlaw,
goes
sorry.
over towards
But
A.
with 2-0
We've got a
for
Yoru
Navi, yeah,
TP.
the
They've got
position that
3
they're
different
in,
recons so
serious
far
chance
for
to
A
fight
main,
for
by
so
the
much
way.
of this control. I'm
3
just
different lineups.
eyes on Artis. What is this guy up to? What's the defensive Yoru ideas? And so far, like, it's not even for rotations putting in that gate crash. So much deeper gate crash than I expected inside of A main. It will be faked eventually just to try and cause some question marks to pop up above BBL's heads. And actually, after hearing that fake TP, Elite called it out, and we see everybody from BBL shift towards this part of the map.
We're going more over towards B for this one. Yoru TP's here. So BBL definitely picking the right side. Throw went over towards middle. Saw nothing.
Catch him by surprise, as they're going to find out they're just wasting their time slowly clearing these angles.
The thing is,
yeah, it's a lot on Ardis for this. Wall goes out.
So them,
Recon could be good.
Instead, yeah, they've just sort of wasted a bit of time, but they do get themselves the site control relatively
Recon
for free.
is good. He has a flash to pop through this if he wants.
Well, what seemed like an easier fight.
Honestly, that's probably the safer play for sure. Good amount of damage done. The shock darts might take Kushner down.
Oh, he has to do a little bit of extra damage with that
Oh
shot.
my.
A couple of low players
Got another one?
they're a little bit lower.
Still got another shock dart to work with. Snake
Yeah, I was waiting for the combo. A little bit late on that.
It's a little late on the land. Pora out wide on his low HP, and he'll be caught through.
It's looking scary for
Kushner in the
BBL.
same boat, 22 health, but he's got a nice pyramid to play behind. Elite's going to be tagged up too. Artis round the side with a quick kill, and the wall's blocking off.
Yeah, it's a nice retake wall.
Now all alone. He's got a shock dart, but he's been revealed in the corner, and they are staring at him. The firing
really
squad
nice. I like this
eventually
retake wall.
deals the damage. And Navi, 3 in a row.
Yeah, really good retake from them, and just utility onto the site.
Yeah,
like
and
the
it's
fact
probably
is
why they
the
leaned heavier over
majority
towards
of
B
that
as well,
defensive
just knowing that
side
this wall's
was
up.
stuck on the spike. They didn't actually have an avenue to retreat back into a more passive position. Also wasn't the greatest plant.
Yeah, and I reckon majority of the time they're probably just so fine to play to just let them have sight, because with this wall, it just blocks off all the main positions that are like good in the after plant. You just separate the people that are fighting on site, and then you separate the people that are playing over towards main or bricks.
He's going to gamble. Now you might be looking at the rifle that he currently has in
And then you can
hands,
pop
and the
this
fact
wall when
that
they open
his
the door
credits
as
are
well and
down
try and
to
split
0,
A.
but
Yeah.
he'll have a blade storm next round.
Exactly, you know, sprinkling in that rifle to
I
give
mean,
them a
maybe
fighting
we'll see it now.
chance in,
Oh
well, in the
my
fights.
goodness.
They're hoping
TP to eat a KO
so this
flash.
is the same gate crash we saw, and I think we're getting the idea of why.
Kind of gave him a
Paranoia
gun though.
popped in, fight
Maybe
off the back of it, but
so
it
maybe a
has
little bit
left
doable.
Navi with a couple of losses. I think an innovative idea up against this
Shots.
kind of buy. Maybe not where you want to use it, but it's worked out.
I think it was either Pora popped a flash or he blinded himself. Because Ardis was completely blind as he TP'd in there. So I think it might have actually been that Pora pop flashed the corner, and so he just goes straight in and is as blind as you could possibly be. If that doesn't catch him, he probably does a lot more.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
He's still got a kill.
Now he's Dimensional Drift in hand, operator out of Artis that we've seen bought up. Now, it still has time to sell it, but only a few seconds. It looks like that's going to be pulled into play, and Artis is starting things towards middle, but look where his TP is. Right up there in the spawn. Quick rotation to A, so he can be globally present with this op.
I had 4 people ready for this swing.
Smokes down and out. Artis is going up top. This is a nasty angle to fight into mid.
Yeah, and he might be able to catch the Cypher.
And almost certainly something that's going to catch
they're going back
Elite
to A.
off guard as he goes to rotate. But Artis
Cypher literally just peeked as he dropped off.
They don't have control there, and he'd probably be shot in the side most rounds.
Now, honestly, there's a little. You can on this ledge here. You can pretty much be safe from that angle.
Avoiding that without
small
knowing,
one.
and they're still
Like if you literally just sit on the edge here, you can be safe.
Discovered. And that's a big unknown to have late in the round. In fact, look, he's just come back from this angle now. Artis is his ships in the night with this squad. He's going back to check, and they're not there anymore. Now he's making noise. They might even know that he's here.
He's literally just hoping the whole time that's happening, like, observer, please don't be on me. Please don't show my POV for that.
Such a long time. The B side is
And
clear.
yeah, they gamble over towards A, but this time we have the retake wall over towards B. Knife goes in, and they break with the shock, yeah.
Even if there was anybody here, they would have been reduced to no utility
30 seconds
with
left.
that null command.
Oh.
Hunter's Fury is going to connect. The thing is, Pora goes down, but obviously he can just be...
I mean, maybe on this one. They got Yoru ult, but he has the op. Does he have a backup shorty?
He actually dies to that. It looked like he was
Okay,
going to
spots
obviously
one
just be
spawn.
res, so it isn't even that much of a risk. Now, Ardis going through. I assume he has a shorty in his pocket, or he's about to just try and TP away from there. Kind of stuck in the mud. No, he is going to go for it. Hits the shot, but still as an operator. This is not the weapon you want to have in this corner. His teammates
he'll
slowly
hit this.
looking to try and round the corner. Even caught off by his own utility is so good, but they're winning every single fight. And now
Lovely shots.
meets the might of that off as well. Artis running
Yeah,
riot,
4v3.
and a 5-0
They
start
popped some
for
ults, but
NAVI.
they managed to get on top of this. Another good start.
Nasty stuff from this Yoru. And
Good retake.
The fact that what ability
And I
is
wonder, I wonder if
considering
BBL are
the
going to
fact
kind of
that
catch
they
on
weren't
as to once they
on site when
see
that push
the
comes through,
wall
they
on the
have to fight
floor.
their way back in. And
Like,
you even had
when they see the
Brave
wall
with
on
a
the floor, that
nasty
they're just going to be
position
heavier
in
towards the other side.
defender's spawn. I thought that could have been something that caught them off guard, but it worked out perfectly for them. And like you highlighted, Tom, that null command was online, it was active, but it fades away just a second or two before. What a shot. A second or two before. And so the Hunter's Fury is able to catch the kill. That is a disaster.
That's really unlucky. That's really, really unlucky.
To be fair, though, Artis had like 3 opportunities to catch them off guard and just
Shark,
sheerly
I'm so
off
fine. Thank you,
random
though.
timing ended up missing them. So there's also other ways that could have went against them.
He also got baited by his own
So yeah,
fake
same
out.
wall over towards A. We're just pivoting with the walls.
You hear those steps, you start to panic. It's normal. It
So again, when you go over towards A main, you could see this on the floor, and then you could just do this, but it's also very hard to adapt on the fly about this kind of stuff. But
The thing is, I feel like
this is a
Angel has got
lovely
a little
push,
bit
and the
bored.
timing
He's
again
gone
is
all the way
like
up the
great.
tube in the early portion of the round, not spotting anything outside the A site, and this means they can almost start to be a little bit more cemented within this B site. Viper and Cypher sat here. Not the amount of utility you want to go into. Now, you might be able to shut down one player's utility, and that is going to be the case.
Yeah, that flash is kind of nice for the guy back side.
The trips are still there, and Saigetsu
And they
is
have
as
no
well.
idea
They're
about
finding
this.
everything here,
And
Mitch.
Navi look
Well, you can see
massively
from
in
BBL on
control.
the way through, there's too
This
many
is not
angles to
looking
clear, and
as
they get
convincing
tunnel
from
vision
BBL,
in on
especially,
Xiao, who they
as the other
couldn't deal
maps.
with on the initial dash, a little too slow, making their way through. So those players backside are able to catch them
Yeah,
off
and we
guard.
gotta save
The fact that
this.
You've got Saigetsu there so early. Now Artis is here firing off the op, and the spike's down on site. There's just no way to get this done. No way to wrestle that control back. It is a save. And that was called 20, 30 seconds ago by BBL. They're in trouble now. 6-0 down, as this round is most certainly out of their hands. And
10
that's
seconds left.
a quarter of the map potentially gone already. There is a lot of work to do on this attacking side, somewhere that we've seen BBL thrive. In fact, that the main highlight of the last map was their attacking side streak. It was the only highlight
lineup
they've
as well.
lost
No
so
guns.
much. They might even lose
No
another
guns.
rifle. What a disaster.
Oh man,
Oh, that's about
it's
as
really gone bad for
brutal
them on this.
as it can get, and wow, right at the last second, Andaluthia flawless. Like it's definitely not what you want to see when you're 6-0 down. You don't get any damage, and you save, and you lose all of your guns. Like that is a horrible position to be in. And that's the thing, they haven't really had anything. Like, they've been playing so
Yeah,
passively
maybe they
and
got to
so
try
direct,
more
similarly to what they
defaulty
did
mid
on a set when
control
they were
or
successful.
tube
The problem
control.
is they're just given too much space. Like, last round, the halls were completely taken, pushed all the way down. You've got these mid pushes.
They see the wall over towards A again, so they kind of know. See, I would love them when they see this wall to kind of realize that maybe we have to heavy fight and take like deep control.
They are going to go looking for this A site. It's a passive hold, but it's Artis again with this operator. They have struggled to deal with this man, and while this round again, it's just
And with this, damn, he really is hitting shots at the moment.
No hero rifles.
That's a nice gun though if they can get that. Yeah,
Well,
Pora gets the gun, gets over
They picked
towards
up an
sight,
op, so it's a
and he
worthwhile
takes
trade.
the.
Spike planted.
What angle is he taking? Oh
BBL
my
with a
goodness,
serious
that's
chance
another
of
gun.
hitting sheriff shots instead of the rifle, instead of your
Who needs them?
operator. Yeah, just go on in, tap the heads, and a completely different sense of this game in this round rather, compared to what we've seen so far. Navi shut down, and
Yeah,
they'll no
and
doubt want to
Brave.
reset into the next. Now,
Lovely,
like,
19
with
HP
all
on
the
this one
credits
as
they've
well.
got, it's not like rifles
It's
insane
much better.
is a huge benefit. But it's starting
More
to
mid
look like
control
it might
for
be
sure.
too far
Worked
gone.
out
That
well for them.
time ticking
This
Reezy
wall should.
having his Hunter's Fury, but he's on side. He's being pressured, and the Sheriff
That was nice. This
might
wall should
not land
actually
the
be
shot,
really good
but
for
the
them if they
rifle
actually want to
finally
fight
does.
heavier over towards sight and feel
6-1.
more comfortable on
A
sight.
sign of life
So-
from BBL at last, and it is on that low buy round, the quicker pace ends up working
They
out.
did just hit a lot of shots
the
though.
time
This
they've
wasn't
been
too
going
much down
for
to the
sort of slow
actual.
defaults into mid, probably
actual
to try and
strats.
catch the aggression of Artis, but he's only really just been playing the Yoru as like, okay, I can rotate relatively quickly, I have a few flashes. Like in the early rounds, he was very aggressive in towards A main.
Yeah,
but
and maybe
hasn't
they've
really
worked out
been
the wall
case.
thing as well.
This time out,
Every
they're gonna
time they've
bring
gone to a
Xiao back
wall,
over to
just
the A
playing
side,
really far back.
have a bit more of early round control, and it does look like they're potentially setting up for that same sort of A take, but the majority of players still sort of
say, and
lurking
this is
around the
actually
rest of
just
the
a
map.
fully
Porus
different
still
one.
has
So
an operator, by the way. I think he's looking
NAVI,
for
after
that
losing
open
one
of
round,
Angel to
finally
push it a
changing
couple
up their
rounds.
thing as well. So, I mean, they've done great.
Zipman as well is quite a quiet hero.
They're changing on
He's
the fly as well,
10-2 at the
just
moment,
when you maybe
doing
have a
the
read
work
into it.
round after round. While Artis is flying around, popping these operator shots.
Money's
There's
out of
not a
control
lot
for
of
NAVI,
free ground
obviously.
for BBL to
Money,
take.
little bit low for these
Now's
three.
looking
1-9
towards
on
a
top.
conventional
If they lost this
rifle round,
round,
but they've spotted
would be an
Artis at
eco.
least. They know as well that Viper's here. The decision seems to be to move elsewhere. They do not want anything to do with this. And I noticed just looking at Artis, no more gate crashes, and unless I'm missing a little icon on the map
Yeah,
somewhere.
and with
he
the
hasn't
success
got
of
one
the
down,
split that
so
happened
we
last
know
round,
where
they're doing
to
some more
rotate
door
too
presence.
quickly for him at least. Luckily, BBL have cancelled any rotational plans and instead just add a bit of a mid-split to this. They want to challenge A.
Yeah, they need to try and clear out
Huge,
Xiao.
huge.
He's
Oh,
dancing his way
nice
out of it.
dodging.
Will be able to survive, but he's on low
Yeah,
HP.
lovely.
and
They're
they
getting
didn't
so much
expect
success
that
from
wraparound.
door.
Kushner, the one to take the space, getting in to the back of the site, but Artis has shut him down. Viper's Pit definitely going to make things a little bit more awkward, and with Elite stepping up, it now just leaves two men standing. Now, as you mentioned, the finances of NAVI. The shots and the shot from Artis.
What?
Well, I think that's just a parting gift. Because I don't think there's any way they get back into this one. Although saying that, paranoia has just been used from Angel. He still wants to try and make this costly.
Oh my.
Elite, though, is just not missing a beat.
Okay,
What is
no
this
panic,
round?
No worries. It's down to damage.
Ah,
really,
boss,
they've
get out of
spotted
there.
Artis. He might just get out of here. He might. He might just get out of here. No. Well, now they're surrounding him. Now they're fighting. I don't think there's a choice anymore.
Okay.
All right.
At least the money is fine, and someone can drop him a knob.
To the end of the half, that those credits wouldn't be worthwhile. I mean, it's an expensive weapon, but evidently he just valued keeping BBL's economy in the dirt that little bit more, and understandable as they're able to bounce right back into a buy in this round.
Desp saved.
Yeah, he's actually going to buy another one back up, so it's not even like there was a plan to...
This is that's outrageous.
If that was earlier in the round and they lose the Viper Spit for that, they're pissed. Like, you got, there's nothing else that you can say.
Literally Elite swinging and getting 2 kills because they're focused on that pit. Whether, I don't know if those players were throwing utility or what, or whether Elite just diffed them. But
And the good news for
if he doesn't
BBL
get
is they
those
kept so many
kills,
people
that
alive
really
there.
could have
And
ended the
money,
round.
finally, for NAVI, on the edge of not being
What a
able to
early
buy.
aggression
2-9
here.
loss bonus, though.
Already
It only
seeing it
affects
out
2 people.
From Angel.
I say that, only really
Controlling
affects 1
towards A
person.
main. It just allows them to push elsewhere. Artis is already going all the way down mid. Now, there is a smoke in position. You can't go too
The
much
B
further.
hits
Your TP
haven't
to the back of sight and the pressure
been
gonna be
too
put on
successful.
Saigetsu and Xiao. They've got this double
Through
up
the
again.
choke point,
It's
though,
such a
find both
filthy
of the
setup having
trips,
a
clear it.
Cypher
It's only a
and
camera
Viper in
left.
the same spot.
Heavy rotate, that's
Good
going to
for
flood the site.
delaying, although it's actually
3 people on site here.
a little bit of a whiff for Saigetsu. Doesn't happen very often. Still, though, so many members of this squad are here. Zipan, as you said, the silent hero, and an attempt to trade things back, but it's left all onto Brave. 1 versus 3. I think he just got spotted as well. He did land
Yeah,
the
nicely
first, but
handled.
no
Good
more
flood
to
from
be had.
Navi. Rotates for faster.
Right back on the board.
They
for
just had such
Navi,
early info from
7-2.
Angel over
That
towards A main. They
scoreline
could just be there
looking
really
quite
fast.
dominant, but
Horus
we've
with
seen
the
those
tier 1. Thank you so much.
resurgences from BBL. The worrying thing there, you know, that could have ended much quicker. BBL on the way through, they walked into both of the traps, and there was just no punishment for it. Players just having the crosshair.
To zoom on the minimap, yeah, I think it's good to help viewers like work out what they're talking about.
It's unfortunate.
Honestly, the tools that the cast are using are pretty good.
Moving around as well, so a little bit of a worry.
Like, I would like that
in
if I was doing it,
considering Navi still
obviously.
managed to bounce back. We're seeing
But
so many different
I'm an addict to it.
spanners thrown in by BBL, and it's just not causing any sort of clog to the Navi movement. They're still moving forward, full pace, and looking incredible while they do it. Artis is 14-5 with that operator, and you never know where he's going to pop up next. Even seeing him on the A site doesn't mean he isn't on B 3 seconds later.
Yeah, that's the thing. He basically, that round, pushed mid. 2 seconds later, he's TP back to A, just in case. And they've also had, like, Angel as well. He is basically playing a controller that also just happens to be like an initiator, but with his own eyes. Like, he's just going, There's no one A main, I know, because I pushed it. Oh, there's no one up pause, I know, because I pushed it. And then that's just what they've been doing
Is
every round.
Yoru Breeze just opping? You're honestly relatively free to do what you want. It's good for opping, it's good for rifling. Obviously, especially against like the walls, the Viper walls, you can just flash yourself through with rifles. Kind of whatever you wanna do with it. Artist has always been an opper, so.
There hasn't really been much of a split. It's mostly just been direct in, which when you have a Cypher and a Viper, good luck.
Well, as these walls go up one more time, NAVI 7 rounds to 2. We're coming towards the end of the half. This is where BBL need to scrape together a couple. That could have been awkward. Sugetsu was on cam, but Kushner doesn't go for a crazy wide swing. Artis, maybe even
a little map dependent as well, but this is one of the better maps to op on. Bind also, in my opinion.
Got the angle. Portal closed. He's chosen the wrong direction. In fact, both players now back.
Damn, they're next to each other.
They have no idea.
They are next to each other.
Catches Kushner, takes him down, now uses the ult to grab more
Okay,
information.
good trades, and let's see how many artists can find. One. Oh, Zipan. Wow, I was going to say Zipan is in trouble, and he 2-taps them.
It's all just Zipan. 4 quick kills.
Oh.
Stylishly ending that one, and not so silent in that round.
No. That one was just clean. Like, he's having a great game. 16-4, Artist 15-5. It's good to see this duo back together, and while 8-2, Na'Vi, the visions of that first map are starting to just diminish completely.
Standing ahead.
And while you go back to what is left on the table, BBL after winning 2 rounds in a row they've run out of cash. They're going to have to play this one again with a hero rifle available. Obviously, Kushner once more will have himself a Blade Storm in the next round, but the rest is not pretty.
Yeah, this is my lineup these though. Wait, that's a different one. Maybe he's using a different one. I swear he has 3 on A main. It's kind of cool.
That has upset me.
Yeah, and we can just farm this one out again. BBL kinda just accepting that they win. Well, that they have a full buy into next round. Kushner, hero gun, even though he has knives. Could, if he wants to, drop a gun and pop knives.
There's not much he can do in terms of denial. It's more so fighting his way back in, taking those fights. Put a TP to get him out safely, but he might not need it. Cutting through this attacking side.
Oh, they're gonna hit each other on the lurk. Look at the position in mid, just waiting for Sugetsu.
Man, Artis is everywhere, by the way. He is. It looks like a nightmare to play against. He's just hitting every shot.
I can lurk even harder, my friend.
And that's one of those rounds that's really tough to look at from the side of BBL, because if you come out and think, okay, what could we have done differently? It's essentially don't die to Artis, and they throw out that
Angels having none of it.
That's just a fight that you can't really perceive happening. Here, Artis starts. Stop it! What? Okay, so he's hitting people through Viper's pits. Now he's killing you by shooting your elbow. It's not pretty.
I do like our new little zoom.
It's nice.
It's like Jakob's gone, the last one was cool, but now I need to make it look stylish.
Yeah. I heard that's what he's going to be doing all season for. Is he's focused on adding in those extra little flares, so a taste of what's to come.
Viper all over towards door, retake wall over towards A, they send it in. We got a lot of ults.
There's a lurk from the Cypher, and they bypass.
We got KO
completely.
We got Sova ult.
Wall down, plant in.
Sova got nothing with the drone, so Sova could play really far back, to be honest, with the ult if he wanted to.
Eventually that Viper's going to want to turn back and look towards A, and that is a nice sound
yeah,
cue
and
for Elite.
I feel like BBL have talked a little bit and said we need to fight heavier over towards the site because of this wall.
Already again, a couple of players to the back of site.
Whoever shot that recon on site just won the round.
Finding too much value with it. And in the meantime, Poro has managed to collect the double kill. It's left on to Zipan. As said, he's been a hero throughout this game so far, but to win this one would need an absolute miracle. The time already gone. It's only going to be to pad the stats a little bit, and instead Poro will awaken from his slumber. A 3rd round, the curse, all that really
hard.
sits.
What did Artis end on in the end?
Yeah,
high numbers, like 18 to 6, I think.
It's going to be tough. And you know what? The big takeaway so far has been Angel's not going to be smack talking Artis as Yoru. I think he's done enough to reserve that right. Maybe. I don't know though with being Angel. If they lose,
when we played, I won with it.
if they lose from 9-3 in this position, I would be shocked.
That is the thing. A lot of the time, you are going to see fairly heavy defensive scores when it comes to this map because of the tight chokes.
His map on rotate or fix better. Whatever you find easier to shoot people through smoke from them appearing as a question mark on the minimap. Whatever you feel is better to do that.
On B this time, including the Viper wall. I mean, I think A probably is the right way to move things for NAVI. Much lighter play from this defensive side, and as you can see, they've reserved their Viper's wall over on the NAVI side. Xiao still has that to work with late into the round, and I just can't help but think that's going to be used to cut off A, or they get close to B and realize there's more than just Viper waiting there. But it is just strange to see that much of a stack on B this early on. Maybe reading that NAVI would take that quick play. Now that it hasn't happened.
4-1 for pistols, right?
There's certainly some worries, and yeah, NAVI are shifting towards A. Big play from Kushner.
That's kind of devastating for BBL.
The site now with the Sheriff.
Pora hoping he'll catch something with the knife, but oh, he's so close to just taking out the drone completely. Instead, it will be Kushner to go down. He was the man to find kills in the previous pistol, even without the win. Reezy, though, has done well to at least do a little bit of extra damage. Shock Dart is actually going to tank Zipan down to low HP while he plants, but he's going to move himself back to give them a slightly more open plant, especially if Saigetsu's going to late lurk through.
They have no idea about Xiao, but they closed the door just
and this is
in
a
case.
nightmare at the moment. Xiao should go down here to Brave.
Good night, Xiao. Surely,
wait,
no, he's dancing around, dodging the bullets as he goes. Snakebite blocks him in. He's just forced into a fight
delaying.
With Brave, as on the site, Elite swings wide.
Nah.
Xiao holding on for dear life, but Brave will win it. Through the wall goes Reezy, and down he falls. NAVI keeping things nice and even, which is exactly what they want. The right click.
No, what's going on, man? The classics.
There in the end, thanks to Elite stepping in to help out. Here comes Zipan. The shots are not
how there's some of the most
Artisan
outrageous right clicks I've seen.
And that pistol serves as a nail in the coffin of BBL series. 10 rounds now on the board for NAVI, and despite anything you could say about defensive advantage BBL could bring,
now 4-2.
It's going to have to be one hell of a way back in for them to dismantle what's been working for this squad so far. Artis and Zipan both on their A game. That's when you lose.
Yeah, basically. It makes it impossible. Like, they are two players that, at their peak, well, have won a Masters event.
We got a Marshall on defense. You have to hit some shots to make this one doable.
But, you know.
Otherwise, we're looking at 11-3.
Again, we're going to see the same purchase. No surprises at this point from NAVI. 3 rifles. If they get out with 3 people and all 3 guns, the rest really doesn't matter. They can take a few risks, a few gambles here and there. And on the other side of things, we're seeing, again, a switch up of that Viper screen to try and almost remove maybe a little bit of information or fake out that they've gone for some sort of mid-play. The fact is, though, there's not an awful lot to play with. The Sheriffs, maybe a slightly heavier investment.
They are coming towards the Marshall, though.
Normally expected a sort of second round, but if you're BBL at this point, you almost feel like you have to try and take something away from NAVI. If they're coming in with another full purchase in the next round, you're in trouble.
The early Marshall peak, a decent attempt to pick them off, especially with the knife close to ensure there's not going to be just like a shotgun waiting or a player with a rifle who just
does he check left?
Your peak. Kushner going down. Look, this angle was held in the previous round.
Okay.
Kushner more than ready for it to be occupied yet again. Pora, he is sticking around. He's still looking for more damage, and it's just not going to come through. Reezy, shock, a little too deep. They've already bypassed it. They're closer than he's expecting.
Yeah, and Cypher over towards door here might clean up.
Onto the floor, or at least attempting to. Instead, just swinging through for the fights afterwards, doubling down on the angles, and leaving BBL with next to no chance, especially with this late lurk coming through. Saigetsu should catch him off guard, and, well, the first few shots didn't land, but he was behind him. It bought him some time. 11 on the board for NAVI, 2 players lost, and all 3 players surviving have rifles. Yep. All good.
And now they buy 2 more. It's just the same thing over and over again. Like, it has worked out for them every single time. I think every time they've lost 2 players as well. It's never been like 4 and 1.
This is a nightmare, really.
2, and then they buy up the guns.
NAVI have definitely looked a lot better on this map, though.
Successful to boost their finances, but more so make these 3rd rounds so difficult to play against. And on the side of BBL, well, this is it. Do or die. You need to start the
They have
comeback
Yoru
before
ult as
comebacks, and you're
well.
up
Oh,
against
this
the
is
dimensional
22
drift
to
as well.
7. Getting
If that
3
wasn't gonna
kills
be
and
a
a death
problem
there
on the
gets him
defensive
Yoru
side,
ult.
definitely will be on attack.
I mean, right now, I think Artis and Zipan have more kills than
Yeah,
BBL,
they have
or it's
all
gonna
of
be
the
a
tools
close
to just
race
close
at
this
least.
out.
If you combine
We don't
them.
need to look.
No.
We don't
need to crunch the
no one do the
numbers.
math on that.
It's 11-3. I think you can, there's many metrics to compare it, but that
Things
one will
go bad.
hammer it home. Nothing is working for BBL right now. And look, Bind was one hell of a good game from them. A disappointment considering what we know of that map and this region. But here on Breeze, it was an unknown. And I think without a doubt, we can say Navi have come out of this looking slightly bad.
That's a huge kill, though. I think that's so worth. Yeah, you take down the ult.
Numbers thinning
I think there's a duel going on at the same time. Angel relatively low. This is a, I mean, this is a big committed pause. It's such a strong off angle, but it's really committed.
It's just whether or not, luckily for
Can he
him,
get
the
two?
player is
One?
low, so there's actually a pretty good chance
Oh,
that
it's
he
nice
holds
with the
on to
smoke
this
to
bit.
get out.
The fact he's able to fade away through
It's cool.
Poison Orb is good. Paranoia will put him in an awkward
I feel like
position,
that
and they
pause
are
is
just
always
picking
good for at least
Navi
one.
apart, leaving only
30
Angel
seconds
left. Again, this comes down to just damage. Looking like it'll be nice and clean for BBL at least, but if he can take down 1 or 2 players, maybe this makes the buy in the next round a little bit more tentative. He's going to make his presence fairly well known. I thought he might try and be a little bit sneaky, but never
go
mind.
behind them, use a TP.
They're all good money-wise, though.
Well, the round was already down the drain, and BBL have at least found that recovery, but it's a while before I start holding my breath for the bounce back to 13-11. BBL, they need to put this up consistently, and, well, Artis
Did their performance today change your perception about the team's power levels? BBL looked better on Bind than I thought they would.
The dimensional drift,
but the other maps haven't been to that level.
Popping flashes, using his decoy to cause problems.
NAVI
just
kind of looking good on all the maps, really.
The other thing as well is if he helps Zipan get a kill, he gets his Hunter's Fury for the post plant. So this is definitely going to be a pace change. TP just to get out of there, running straight through onto the site, already going to be pinging information for his teammates. And actually, Paranoia used to help him out. It's a freebie.
Yeah, that's, I mean, that's a strong combo for sure.
The rest of the team now garnering that extra space. Still 2
they at
players
least
here
got a kill
for the
before this
side
went down.
Of BBL, and the rest rotating in, can't really
Then
do
a trade.
anything to deny this plant at least yet, but they're quick to go for the retake.
Oh yeah, already primed and ready once that wall went down.
Here comes the double swing.
Back towards the site, a good opening by Kushner. The ult used as well.
Man, elite.
Neural theft, grabbing them all the
Back-to-back 6 shots. Round before this as well.
3, swinging out wide to
Lovely
deny the
from them.
defuse, but not today. BBL straight
Yeah,
together
handled the ult well as well.
round. 11-5, still quite a ways to go.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like the rest of the team for Navi were just a little bit slow. Like you saw how far Artis manages to get in. Obviously, the ult and whatever counter utility was there meant that he was already in the site. I think that Angel managed to TP past it, but the rest was still stuck outside, so they weren't able to capitalize on the rest of the
Velvet,
players
you're
while
just
they
in
were doing
time, I
this.
would say, to
And
do it.
because of that, BBL were able to get so quickly back in towards the site. I want to say as well that Elite is someone I feel like who has impressed me quite a lot. He's the youngster on the team, 18 years old, the sort of newly promoted from the
Dude,
Tier 2.
this would have been the perfect
Supermassive
time
Blaze.
to get an outlaw,
Still
but
low.
maybe they're thinking ahead in terms of the next
way
round.
to go for this game, and of course, his career.
Well,
EMEA and America's really not buying into it. Pacific is another story.
For Navi, this round more so than any. The weakness is apparent on Xiao and Zipan. The side of BBL not looking to take any chances, a much more passive stance from this squad versus what we've seen previously.
Am I comparing EMEA and America so far? Ask me at the end of the day, but honestly, America's is just... America's is mad, the level. The fact that they're all like at that level, that's the maddest thing.
Yoru is setting up, and we're about to see the space taken on the site. The flash was perfect on the dot. And the site is now fallen. All because of that. Viper's wall about to fall, and as they look,
yeah, and I would say this one's done.
Still rotating in.
Dude, Artis is insane at the moment.
Picking heads for days. This one, there were weaknesses, that's for sure. But once Artis has a rifle in his hand, it's never over. Sagetsu and Angel have theirs. Xiao's recovered.
The Artis Yoru, yeah, dude, I kind of want to see it on every map after watching this.
Already to root out these players, a crossfire on backside.
This is the better map, though.
Tagged down so desperately low, and Reezy doesn't last a second in that duel. Very well done by
7
Navi,
chances
a
to close this
clean
one out,
execute,
and we
make
got
it
a
clean
few
and close
people
to the
that
round.
have to get like a Sheriff light armor, I'm pretty sure.
Artist get 25 kills. It was the wrong map.
Which team surprised me the most in the EMEA? Oh, dude, it has to be Heretics. It has to be Heretics so far. BBL looked very good on Bind though, which was nice. But the other maps haven't been up to that level.
Like the set plays that they've got, like they tried similar things with CNED last
Maybe
year.
it's too early to call because they're Ascent. They kind of just got snowballed on their
from Artist already.
defense, but
12 and 5. He's 26 and 10. And well, you mentioned potentially having more kills than his opponents. He also has more kills than the bottom 3 players of his team, just him on his own.
What?
Angel has gone out of the
Nah, I swear, sometimes he does it just for the sake of it. Sometimes he does it just for the sake of it, surely.
I hate that it's always true, but somehow they do it. Kushner, end it here, please. Stop Navi from winning this one. Buy us another round. Good shot to start this one out. Still a player on the ground they want to bring back, but that's not going to happen.
Raid Boss still alive in terms of Artist.
Eventually falls. And so Kushner, Breezy, an elite. 3 versus 2. In fact, just 1. It's Artist. Needs all 3. Has his ult online. He can reposition, reset into this one, and he's down to the classic. It comes so
when the TP was out in the open, he would have died anyway.
Triple to close out the map, but instead
nice try from him. We'll count it down 6, but this one was very close, man. Dude, I don't know if Angel thought there was a Viper wall up or something, but there was no Viper wall. And then when they wanted to do the Viper wall in the middle, the K wall came in.
They very nearly did.
Man, that was so funny.
Like, I would not fail you, boss. Like,
he's got to give us one in the game.
The scary thing as well is that they have literally all of their ults online. Yeah, sure, no Hunter's Fury, but it puts them in such a great position. That's the only ult that's on the other side.
Missed him on Omen, to be fair.
Space being taken. This time, the ult's complete. The spike even is completely on the ground. And the man who is up mid is the only one who can go and retrieve it.
And he got past the cam. They were watching the cam for that exact reason. I mentioned it the other round, but this time he just TPs across, realizes the gap in their play with Pora down as well. Navi are miles in the lead with a plant coming in on A, pressure on B. BBL don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, they're just like, where are they? There's 3 people in spawn, just like, sorry, what?
Just harassing them,
where?
Keeping them in position as eventually the plant comes down.
Yeah, fully done on this. Riazzi has his drone and an ult, but with Artist in this position, okay,
he's been dropped now.
Maybe
they start to think about the Viper's pit, about even putting down their wall.
Gotta ult that.
Viper, just using any of her utility. There's a snake bite at least. That's something. But the round seems locked in. It could always slip out of their grasp though. Brave goes down.
Baby, got an extra tag on that. Over towards the Viper as well.
On Navi as they just want to end the series here.
Time is so low. Okay, there we go. And actually pretty convincing on the 2nd and 3rd map. Yeah, Artist was frying on this, man. Crazy. What did he actually end on? The op. Yoru looking pretty legit.